Me, 29F, and my landlord's late 30s M and F, child, 9F. Child screams to purposely wake up the tenants. What to do? I live in a large 3-story house with my landlords and 2 other tenants. My landlords are a married couple in their late 30s with 2 daughters aged 5 and 9, and they have the basement and first floor. I and another single tenant live on the second floor, and there's another couple on the third floor. It's a really nice living situation. The rent for the neighborhood cannot be beat, and our landlords are great except for this one thing. So before we moved in, the landlords mentioned to us that sometimes the girls get loud, particularly the older one, but you probably won't even hear it unless you're by your door. Given their ages, we figured this meant noise from playing and the occasional tantrum. On questioning the other tenants, they said it's mostly the 9-year-old having tantrums, but it's infrequent. We've been living here for 3 months now, and the 9-year-old has a screaming tantrum at least twice per week. She screams with the intent to wake up the house, because she knows it makes her parents embarrassed. I've only ever heard them say things like, "Stop yelling, you'll wake everyone up," and never heard them talk about punishment, although to be fair I couldn't hear everything over the screaming. I've tried casually to bring it up with them, e.g. saying something like, "Wow, that kid can scream," with a chuckle, to which they would say, "OMG, we're so sorry. She's so bad today. We don't know what to do." Personally, I would love to go down there during a screaming episode and have words with the child, but I feel like that would be crossing a huge red line. I gather that as parents, they want to be the only ones making decisions about their children and don't welcome outside input. So I don't want to say something like, "You should ground her," or whatever. Also, being mindful of the fact that they are my landlords, I don't want to have too much tension in the household. I really like the place otherwise. So I might be asking the impossible, but what's a good way to bring this up with my landlords when I feel like they might not be open to the advice/criticism? Even though it's neither of those things, I think they would perceive it that way. TLDR, at least twice a week, my landlord's 9-year-old daughter will get upset with her parents and, to get back at them, she starts screaming in order to wake up the tenants. Parents don't discipline the child when she does this, so she keeps on doing it, and it's annoying. How to discuss this with landlords? Top comments: some people are telling you that this is a parenting issue, and therefore none of your business. They are wrong. This is not a parenting issue. It is an issue with your landlords and the quality of your living situation. Yes, they warned you. Yes, they are probably disciplining the child. So fucking what? It needs to stop. You need to address this the way you would any other issue with the property. Don't give them parenting advice. Don't be negative or rude about their child, but be direct. If you have a minute, I would like to discuss the noise level in regards to 9F. It's getting to the point that my frustrations with the situation have me wondering if perhaps this is not the right living situation for me. I appreciate that you warned me when I initially moved in, however, this wasn't quite what I was expecting. I'm sure you're doing the best you can, and I have no doubt that you are already aware that this is an issue, but I wanted to be upfront with how bothersome this is for me. Or something along those lines. Dancing around the issue, or chuckling when you mention it, isn't going to solve anything. Dinosaur_train, the solution isn't to be indirect and uncommunicative. Go talk to them. If they can't stop it, then it is time to talk about how to soundproof your quarters. They probably need to stop giving her attention when she screams. It needs to be a non-event. She likes the attention, and if she's given none, then she'll stop this nonsense. Update May 13th, 2015, nearly 2 months later. This is an update to my original post about my landlord's kid screaming at the top of her lungs at 6 a.m. and waking up the entire building. I borrowed the advice of making the conversation not about myself or them, and instead discussing the possibility of soundproofing. I also decided to do it right around 6 a.m. when it was starting so I could sort of catch it in the act. I went down to my landlord's floor and simply said, "Hey guys, just FYI, I can hear that in my apartment as though it's happening right outside my door. I guess the walls are thin, and the door is right here by the stairs. You may want to consider some kind of soundproofing for the benefit of future tenants. My lease runs out in a month, and I'm not renewing, so didn't bother to ask for it for myself. I was surprised when my landlord said they had no idea I could hear it. Apparently, the